Hello everybody, welcome to Conceptual Geometry, lesson 1.8, a mixed review / work session. So ideally what I'd like you to do today is rather than just watch this video, I'd like you to pause it. I'd like you to work out the question on your own, then watch the video to check your answer. This is really supposed to be practice for you and not just copying notes down because it's all review. Question number 1, find the measures of the missing angles x and y. So I'm going to utilize a couple things that we've learned in this unit, starting with what I think is the easiest, a linear pair, right? Anytime you see two angles that form a straight line, you know that they have to add up to 180. So even though most of you would want to find an x before a y, I don't really pay attention to order, and I'm going to say y is going to be 180 degrees minus 120 degrees, so that's going to be 60 degrees. So there's y. And if this is 60 degrees, the next thing you should realize, anytime you see a triangle, you know that those three angles of the triangle must add up to 180 degrees. So now if you want to find x, you're going to take 180 minus 42 minus 60, and that's going to give you 78 degrees. Okay, so this angle up here is going to be 78 degrees. Question number 2, find the value of x. So in this question, we can use the theorem that the exterior angle of a triangle is equal to the sum of the two remote interior angles. But there's another way we can do it, right? We just discussed that when two angles form a straight line, they have to add up to 180. So if I want to find this angle right here, I take 180 minus 123. All right, that's going to be 57. So now that I know this angle here is 57, the three angles of this triangle have to add up to 180. So I'm going to create an equation with all three of those. I'm going to set that equal to 180. So I don't really need that anymore. So x plus 15 plus 2x plus 57 equals 180. Let's combine like terms. That's going to give me a 3x. Combine those like terms. That's going to give me 72. Again, you should be using your calculator to do this. So 3x plus 72 equals 180. Subtract 72. Subtract 72. 3x equals 108. Divide by 3. X equals 36. And the question says find the value of x. So I can box that in. Moving on. Find the measure of angle ABC. So whenever I'm given two parallel lines cut by a transversal, I need to recognize the shape of the two angles I'm given. So I should recognize this shape, classify it. That's acute. It's less than 90. Look at this shape. That's acute, less than 90. So both these angles are acute, which means these two things are going to be equal. There's your equation. 4x plus 2 equals x plus 35. Now, when your variables are on different sides, we want to move the smaller one over. So I'll subtract x from both sides. That gives me 3x plus 2 equals 35. Subtract 2. That gives me 3x equals 33. Divide by 3. X is 11. Now, I'm not done. It doesn't say find the value of x. It says find the value or find the measure of angle ABC. ABC. So that's this angle. That angle is x plus 35. So I need to do x plus 35 or 11 plus 35. That's 46 degrees. So there is the measure of that angle. All right, next page, find the value of x. So once again, we've got two parallel lines cut by a transversal, same diagram we just had. So I need to take a look at the shape of the angles. Look at the shape of this angle. That's acute. It's less than 90. Look at the shape of this angle. That's more than 90. That's obtuse. So this angle's acute, that angle's obtuse. They're not equal. That means this plus that have to equal 180 degrees. So there's our equation, 2x plus 7 plus 3x plus 18 equals 180 degrees. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to combine my like terms. That's going to give me 5x plus 25 equals 180. Let's subtract 25 from both sides. That gives me 5x equals 155 divided by 5. That gives me x equals 31. Let's go back up and read. Oh, sweet. Find the value of x. We don't have to plug in. We're done. Now, question 5 is going to be challenging because you are not given a diagram. So when you're not given a diagram, you must create one. You can't do this problem without a diagram. Every question we do in this course for geometry will have a figure of some sort. So I need to create segment AB. Okay, well, segment AB, it doesn't really matter how you draw it. There's a segment. A is on one end, B is on the other. And segment CD intersect at E. So I have to draw another segment that comes across, and that point where they intersect is going to be E. It doesn't matter where you put the C and the D. It matters that E is the point where they cross. So now here's an important part of this problem. Measure of angle AEC. So yours might look a little bit different than this, but you have to trace AEC and find that angle, and 5x plus 16 has to go inside that. Okay, so 5x plus 16 is going to go here. Then you need to find your angle BED. BED. And inside that, you have to put 9x minus 4. Now, like I said, your diagram might look a little bit different than mine. It might be rotated or flipped, but regardless, these two should be across from each other, not next to each other. So if you label it correctly, these two are across from each other. They might be here and here, or like I said, they might be flipped, but they're across from each other. They're called vertical angles, and they are equal. Here's your equation. 5x plus 16 equals 9x minus 4. So what I'm going to do, variables are on opposite sides. I'm going to subtract the smaller one over. Minus 5x minus 5x. I still have my 16 here. That'll come down. 9x minus 5x is 4x minus 4. Now I'm going to add 4 to both sides. That gives me 20 equals 4x. Divide by 4. 5 equals x. The question says find the measure of angle BED. BED. So what I need to do now is I need to plug in. All right, I'll switch to a different color. I need 9 times 5 minus 4. All right, and that's going to give me 41 degrees. That is that angle. Number 6 is another word problem. Another problem that we need to come up with our own diagram. The key vocab word here is complement. From the second day, we learned complement means add to 90 degrees. So I'm going to construct a right angle. Find the measure of both angles. So there's 2 angles in this diagram. One of them is 30 more than the angle. Find the measure of both. Don't forget, always make one of them x. The other one is going to be 30 more than that. So the way you'd express that algebraically is x plus 30. That means they add to 90 if they're complementary. So now here's my equation. I'm going to take x plus 30 plus x equals 90. X plus 30 plus x equals 90. You guys can do this algebra quickly. 2x plus 30 equals 90. I'm going to subtract 30. 2x equals 60. Divide by 2. X equals 30. It says find the measure of both angles. All right, so that's 30. And there's a couple ways you can do this. 30 plus 30, that's 60. That's pretty easy. You can also do 90 minus 30. Either way, you get the correct answer. Okay, question 7. Now, I think these are a little bit challenging because it's not your standard, okay, you add them and set it equal to 90, or you add it, set it equal to 180, or you set them equal to each other. This changes every time depending on what angles are given to you. So here, it starts by saying measure of angle BAC is 40. Well, that's this angle right here. So this angle I'm going to label 40 degrees. Okay, so that's 40. Measure of angle BAD. That's the whole angle. All right, that's the big one right here. That's going to be 5x plus 10. So I'm going to use a different color for that to represent the whole thing. From here to here is 5x plus 10. Okay, and then CAD is this bottom angle, is 3x plus 20. So that's 3x plus 20. So I think it's kind of easy to see now, especially because I color-coded it, that these two smaller angles have to add up to equal the bigger one. So here's your equation. 40 plus 3x plus 20 equals 5x plus 10. Combine your like terms over here. That'd be the 40 and the 20. So that's going to give me 3x plus 60 equals 5x plus 10. Subtract your 3x. Get rid of the smaller variable. 60 equals 2x plus 10. Subtract 10. 50 equals 2x. Divide by 2. X is 25, right? 50 divided by 2. And just a quick double check. Find the value of x. We don't have to plug it in and find the other angles. So we're done. Last page. Okay, so on this one, it says the supplement of an angle. Well, on the other page, we just talked about the complement. So this says supplement. That means 180 degrees. That means a straight line. So I'm going to have a diagram that kind of looks like that. The supplement of an angle is 18 more than twice the angle. Well, don't forget, before I do this, I need to put an x in that figure. Okay, so that's x. Now I can focus on 18 more than twice the angle. Well, that's 2x, and 18 more is plus. So this one over here is going to be 2x plus 18. And we talked about those are going to add up to 180. 2x plus 18 plus x equals 180. Combine your like terms. 3x plus 18 equals 180. Go through the algebra. Subtract 18 from both sides. You get 3x equals 162. Divide by 3. X is 54. Directions say find the measure of both angles. Okay, so I'm not done, but I'm going to use this 54. Plug it in there. You can plug it in there, or I can do 180 minus whatever that is, which is what I'm going to do. X is 54. So this angle here is 54 degrees. And then I'm going to take 180 minus 54, and that's going to be 126. So notice I found the measure of both. I put them in the diagram, completed the question. Moving on. Okay, question number 9. A lot going on here. It says find the value of x. Then it says find the measure of each angle. And then it says classify this triangle by sides and angles. So I'm going to start by recognizing the 3 angles of all triangles add up to 180. So this is going to be my equation. Let's see, I'll do it right here. 5x plus 2x plus 7 plus 3x plus 23 equals 180. 5x and 2x and 3x. Put them all together, it gives you 10x. I've got a 7 and a 23, that's 30. So 10x plus 30 equals 180. Subtract 30 from both sides. 10x equals 150. Divide by 10. And x equals 15. So it does say find the value of x. All right, so that's part of my answer. Done. Now it says find the measure of each angle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug in here, I'm going to plug in there, and I'm going to plug in there. Okay, so I would do this on the calculator. 5 times 15. All right, that's going to be 75. I'm not going to write it all out. This here is going to be 2 times 15, which is 30, plus 7. You can probably do that in your head. That's 37. 3 times 15, which is 45, plus 23. That's going to be 68. All right, so I did that. Classify this triangle by sides and by angles. So I need to take a look at all three of these angles. Well, they're all less than 90. So each one of them is acute. Therefore, my triangle is acute. And they're all different. So if they're all different, we call that a scalene triangle. This is an acute scalene triangle. Long question. All right, so maybe on your unit exam, this is going to be like a 6-point question. And the last one, we're going to end on an easy note. This one's much easier than the one we just did. So it says line CD is perpendicular to line PQ. So remember, CD is perpendicular. That means they form right angles. So that's a 90-degree angle. It also says the measure of angle CRQ is 2x minus 17. Find the value of x. This is a simple equation. 2x minus 17 equals 90. All right, 2x minus 17 equals 90. So I'm going to add 17 to both sides. 2x equals, what's that, 107? Divide by 2. Definitely going to want to calculate here if we get a decimal. If you divide that by 2, it's 53.5. Find the value of x. We are done. So that completes day 8, the work session. Hopefully you guys did pretty well. We're going to have a quiz coming up, and maybe in a few days our unit exam. We've got 2 more lessons to get through. But again, as usual, any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks.